Welcome, everybody, to the world premiere of NEZNATION Live. This is going to be our new weekly live stream show where we cover all of the previous weeks over the weekend, all the top stories, current events, live breaking stories and news that we put together in aggregate that mainstream media and legacy media won't cover. It's so great to see you guys. Come on in, come on in. We've got a lot to talk about. I got to be honest with you guys. It's so good to see you guys. I love you guys. If you love America, give me a big fat thumbs up emoji in the chat. And don't forget to tap that thumbs up. Come on, y'all. Let's do this. I am so excited to see you guys. We're going to be covering a bunch of interesting stories today. We're going to be covering the big Supreme Court decision regarding Texas and the border, our southern border crisis, which actually just happened very recently. We're going to cover the meltdown of Don the Con Lemon over Elon Musk and what that kind of was all about, which was really interesting to see. X has become kind of one of the premier platforms in the last 18 to 24 months, especially with the help of amazing entrepreneur Elon Musk, who I really admire and I think he's amazing. We're going to talk about mainstream media's continue. They actually doubled down on Bloodbath Gate. They doubled down on it, even though multiple times, and even a lot of far left-leaning pundits, etc., commentators who actually have a little bit of logic left in them, they were saying how embarrassed they were, absolutely embarrassed by how they took Trump's statement at the Ohio rally to the audio industry completely out of context. They were embarrassed. And you've got people like Joe Scarborough. I'm going to show you his meltdown on camera. Mainstream media won't show this. Legacy media won't show this. So I'm really excited to talk about that. Before we get cooking, though, I'm also going to share with you, oh my goodness, the new attempt by the mob to, especially led by Representative Cori Bush and so many other BLM, woke, mind virus, mob leftists, Leninists, trying to cancel Joe Rogan over a little comment that he made, which is absolutely true. It's unbelievably true. Come on in. It's so good to see you. Let me know where you're joining me from, too. Hello from North Alabama. Good to see you, Linda K. Hey, Cincinnati and Ohio. Let me know where you're joining me from, what city, what state, what country. We have such a vast audience. It's so awesome to see you guys. We are live right now, live. And here's another thing, too, and I'll probably do a poll. But here's another thing that I want to share with you guys is I'm really excited about this. I'm also nervous, and so I need your support. So please give me your good mojo, your good juju. I want to know what I want to do more of these. So I want this to be, obviously there's going to be, so I need a little bit of help at the top of the show. Just bear with me. We're going to get to the good stuff, I promise. Good to see you guys. Come on in. If you love America, tap that thumbs up. If you love America, if you want to see America come back, tap that thumbs up. I want your opinion. I need your help. So I obviously want to create the best show possible. I want to only share what I think are the most pertinent issues facing our country that mainstream media won't talk about. I want to share only the current events, top stories from different angles and perspectives that you don't really get often on cable network television shows. And so I want to do this weekly live on top of the other, you saw earlier today, I talked about the Pitbull Sadow. If you missed that live stream, that was completely live breaking news because I got to bring it to you as it happens. And I want you to hear it here first. This is your one-stop shop. You don't have to go anywhere. So we're going to continue to have our live shows that are just breaking news live that seem to be impromptu and come out of nowhere because, I want to cover the stories as they break, especially regarding Fannie Cash Money G. Willis. But I want to do this show too. So this show is something that I want to do where we cover multiple products. We cover multiple topics. We cover multiple issues. We cover multiple top stories in aggregate. every week. So we have a schedule. Now I'm going to be experimenting with evenings. You know, mornings are usually better for me, and then you guys can maybe catch them on the replay. But this is going to be a long form show where we don't just cover, I'm still going to do my other videos where I cover topics, specific topics, but this is going to be our long form show where I cover multiple stories, multiple topics, while also taking your questions live. As always, all super chats, new members, super stickers, hang out till the end. I'm going to give you all a major shout out. So make sure you hang out till the end. So let's get right into it. So I want to hear from you. What are some good times? You're like, Nez, you know, this is the best time that works for me. Tuesdays at 3 or Wednesdays at 8 a.m. I want to hear from you. I'm West Coast, but just let me know what time works best for you and what zone you're in, because I want to make the best show for you guys. This isn't about me. I want to make the best show. Obviously, I have to work within my parameters too. I have a family. You know, right now it is 6:37 p.m. West Coast time, and I'm taking time away from my family. So it's not the most ideal time for me, but thank God for my beautiful, brilliant, much better half, my wife, who's helping out with the kids right now and helping their homework and getting them dinner, et cetera, so I can do this and bring you the best show possible. And so I really want to hear from you guys. So let me know in the comments, what are some of the best times that work for you? And I promise I will get to all of them and check them out. And then through basically the process of what are the most common denominators, I will maybe pick that time to be our very lasting, permanent weekly live stream show. I'm so excited. If you're excited, give me a yeah in the chat. I'm excited. Okay, before we get cooking into the Supreme Court, I have to share this. This is so good. You're going to love this video. This is a video of NBC's interview with a African-American black couple. I don't know if you can come in. YouTube might delete this channel if I call them black, but they're a black couple. And she asks them who they're voting for. So she kind of asks some questions about their past voting history. And then she asks them who they're going to vote for in 2024. And the response that she gets leaves her gasping. Check this out. You're going to absolutely love this. This is so good.
In 2008 and 2012, you voted for
Barack Obama.
Barack Obama. 2016,
I voted for Donald Trump.
Hillary Clinton. 2020,
Donald Trump.
Biden. And who will you vote for in 2024?
Donald Trump.
Donald Trump. You may vote for the former president.
I may.
Why do you say that?
My views on certain things have changed. I am very much so riding the fence.
What are you struggling with?
Being in a pattern of doing the same thing that I've been doing, because it's kind of like second nature. Like when you go in a poll, you hit Democrat. Something has to happen. I mean, it's just so expensive to survive. And we're planning on having kids. I don't want to live in a stressful environment trying to rub two pennies together to try to make it either.
So I just think this is so good. I had to start off with this because I just think this is absolutely brilliant. So, I mean, this really throws into, you know, the dumpster all this talk of that, oh, the economy's great. Biden has done such a great job. Bidenomics works. Inflation is down. The Fed is going to announce new interest cuts. It's all BS, Nez Nation. It's all absolute BS. These are real people. By the way, if you notice my hashtag right here, Biden border bloodbath, we actually got this hashtag trending. People who are like us, Nez Nation, who are just practical, common sense, like this beautiful black couple who said, you know what, we're sick and tired of everything being expensive. We're sick and tired of going to the grocery store and spending $100 to get a couple days worth of grocery. I'm sick and I can't take my kids. I can't take them on vacation. I can't go to the store. I can't go to the restaurant. Nothing. Gas is expensive. I mean, this whole idea that Bidenomics is working, him sending billions and billions of dollars to Gaza, to Israel, to Ukraine, to God knows where else. instead of us Americans giving $10,000 credit cards to migrants, illegal migrants who are now committing atrocities from state Arizona, California, New York, Texas. You know, they're committing unheard of crimes. Everything Trump said is right. Everything Trump said was correct. They're bringing over criminals, rapists. I mean, it's absolutely abhorrent. I'm going to show you a clip of AOC's district and what that looks like. Wait till you see this toilet. Wait till you see this cesspool. I just love, I wanted to start off. I absolutely love, hey, American Girl is here. So good to see you. You can see, yeah, you can see the lady was super disappointed. Exactly. I'm going to get to all super chats. I'm going to get to all super stickers at the end. Make sure you stick around. I'm so excited. This is the world premiere. This is the world premiere of our weekly Nez Nation live stream show, where we're going to be covering all of the previous week's top stories, current events, breaking news that mainstream media and legacy media don't cover. And so I really, really love that. I'm just so, hey, Etod, good to see you. What up, Nez? Good to see you. Welcome. Everybody come on in. Remember, let me know where you're joining me from. And so I just thought that was so, it's so telling because they both voted for Obama. And then he voted for Trump in 2016. She voted for Hillary. And then in 2020, Trump and she voted for Biden. But here's the deal. Here's the deal. And we're seeing this. Another reason I'm sharing this is kind of a microcosm. It's sort of emblematic of what's really taking place. You're seeing it more and more. Even the national polls that the left would probably approve of, or the radical left, I should say. There is no left anymore. There is no practical, sensible left. It's become literally left of Lenin. They're unrecognizable now. The left has gotten so maddeningly away from their base, away from their values and principles. There is no left anymore. It's just complete madness. It's complete bonkers. We're seeing more and more and more of this. People are finally real. Wait a minute. I'm working 2 jobs. I actually earn decent money. Why am I struggling to make rent every month? Why am I struggling to feed my kids? Why is it that I got to work my butt off? Interest rates are god awful. I can't buy a home. So I got to rent and basically throw my money away by renting without producing any equity for myself, which, I mean, that's what I personally believe. I mean, everybody rents at some point, of course. My wife and I, we rented, when we first got married, we had to, right? But eventually we were able to. Interest rates were decent enough. We were able to buy a home, and all the hard work and saved money that we put together, we were able to put a down payment and buy a home. And actually now, that's what we're doing. And so, but these Americans that have not, first-time home buyers, young families, the idea of the American dream of buying a home, the white picket fence American dream that all your hard work will pay off, that you spend, 6 figures going to a higher ed college or university. When I was a kid, when you went to college, you went to a university, I mean, a job was practically guaranteed. I mean, not guaranteed, but practically, right? Even though to this day, I've got so many problems with education. DEI has absolutely infected our institutions, specifically higher ed. If you worked hard, if you got a degree, it was pretty within reach, within grasp, without too much overstating or too much overreach, that you were going to get a job. But now companies aren't even hiring MBAs anymore. Companies aren't even hiring people. And I know, because I used to be that professor who I tried to fight the administration. I tried to fight the powers that be. I tried to fight the infrastructure and say, what you're teaching these kids does not map to the real world. What you're teaching these kids is a 100-year-old system. So of course, these young families struggling, trying to make ends meet, trying to feed their family. I mean, even the making rent is a tough task, is a huge ask for these young couples. So I had to share that because, again, I love my country. This is the greatest country on earth. when you work your butt off and you work hard, you should be rewarded for that. It's just not the case anymore. And so, of course, smash and grabs are up. Of course, crime is at all-time high in all of these cities that you see, like Chicago, Los Angeles, New York, Seattle, etc., etc. I can go on and on. Detroit. Of course, crime is at an all-time high. Of course, home invasions are an all-time high. Of course, residential burglaries and retail smash and grabs are an all-time high. Of course. This is Bidenomics at work. So, of course, this beautiful young couple, to me, is symbolic. They are the microcosm of probably the majority of young families. And you know what? Results speak volumes. 4 years ago, we had amazing interest rates. The stock market was beautiful. There were no wars. The labor market was terrific. Before COVID, everybody was prosperous. I could afford to take my family to not even a nice restaurant. I mean, I'm just talking like, Chili's, for crying out loud, without spending a C note. Try doing that now. Great to see you from Brownsville, Texas. Yes, James Oates in the house. So I wanted to show that right off the bat. Okay, now let's get to the next story here, and I want to hear what you guys think about this. Let me know in the comments. So the Supreme Court, surprisingly, which is a more conservative-leaning Supreme Court. I want to know what you guys think of this. So the Supreme Court has essentially what they have done. The Supreme Court has extended the block so that Texas cannot arrest illegal aliens coming across the border. I was really kind of surprised by this, to be honest. I would love to hear your thoughts on this. The Texas Attorney General has said that the state's low mirrored federal law, the Attorney General has said the state's law mirrored federal law and was put in place to compensate for the Biden administration's inadequate response at the southern border. So what the Dems like to say is, well, you guys had a border bill, but you threw it away, which is a lie. Well, you guys had a comprehensive border bill. We were going to send $20 billion down there. And your Speaker Johnson denied it. Yeah, you know why he denied it is because the disproportionate amount of funding that you were sending to Ukraine versus our own borders was astronomically repulsive, was so off base that, of course, they denied it. It was not a comprehensive border bill. It was a Ukraine bill. You guys were going to send almost $100 billion to Ukraine while just giving a little breadcrumb to Texas and the southern border. Any smart, logical person would have denounced that bill. That bill was garbage. Everybody give me a garbage in the comments right now in the chat. That was absolute garbage. Yes, Jim. Jim, it's so good to see you. We got our moderators in the house. Jim is here. Jim says, nope, that was a Ukrainian border bill. Exactly. By the way, have you guys seen the border that Israel has? Israel's got a pretty amazing border. Have you seen the stats as to what that border can do? That border has dropped invasions and illegal crossings by over 90%. It's probably one of the most beautiful, amazing walls of all time. Thank you, Mike. Mike Shriver in the house. Good to see you, Mike. Our mods are here. I love it. Eric Weethak says trash. That's right. Very true. It's so good to see you guys. American Girl says garbage. I love it. I love it. It's so good to see you guys. Make sure you tap that thumbs up, y'all. There's 2,000 of you in here. Tap that thumbs up. Let's get that thumbs up like to over 10,000. Let's do it. That's the goal for today's stream. Get it to 10,000. Share this out with people you know, your friends, your family. Okay, so we have an absolute border crisis is what we have. We have an absolute border crisis. They're pouring in by the millions. The Biden administration sued to strike down the measure, arguing it would usurp core federal authority on immigration, hurt international relations, and create chaos in administering the law. Why in the world would you say something like that? The Biden administration sued. A federal judge in Texas struck down the law late last month, but the Fifth Circuit Court quickly stayed that ruling. But then now the Supreme Court extends the block on Texas, allowing police to arrest migrants. I mean, what's going on here? These guys are committing atrocities. I mean, you have to ask yourself, Nez Nation, what is happening? What's going on here? Why? Why would you block this bill? Why would you not allow Texas and the United States, inadvertently, the United States of America? I mean, we are seeing crimes. Do I need to bring up New York City? What happened with those migrants beating up police officers who were then let off? What's going on here? You have to ask yourself this, Nez Nation. Why would the Supreme Court deny Texas their sovereign right to arrest these illegal? I don't understand. So we're just supposed to let them pour on in? So is Biden in cahoots with the Supreme Court? Is this a bought and paid for Supreme? What is happening here? This makes absolutely no sense. I mean, I know you need the votes, Mr. President, but this is like, you're not even like trying to hide it anymore. I want to know what you guys think of this. This is really, really, I don't get this at all. You cannot have a stable country without a secure border. If you're just going to let everyone in, and there's multiple sources. This isn't just conspiratorial thinking. There are multiple sources that really identifies what kind of migrants and immigrants are coming into the southern border. I mean, there are multiple sources. These are not families looking for refuge. These are not poor, hungry, desperate families looking just to make a better life. These are military, able-bodied, aged men who are showing up. And this is really, really scary. Why would the Supreme Court deny them that? I want to hear from you. American Girl says, unfortunately, you're assuming they want a stable country. Their actions continually prove otherwise. Pigpug214 says they're trying to set precedent so that Trump can't give that power back to the border states if he gets back in office. Very interesting. Thank you for sharing that. I love this. So, I mean, it's very, very strange to me, and it should alarm every single American. Here's another thing that should alarm a lot of Americans is what our Supreme Court Justice, I'm going to mess up her name. Her name is Ketanji, let me see. Ketanji Jackson, right? One of our Supreme Court Justice. Am I saying that right? Ketanji Brown Jackson. Okay. So Ketanji Brown Jackson, during the hearing for the social media content federal moderation hearing, this is the hearing that happened very recently, today, as a matter of fact, where it came to discussing did the federal government over impugn their authority by hassling essentially social media sites like Facebook, like Twitter, formerly known as, I mean, if you guys know anything about the Twitter files, I'm going to tell you why I have this hashtag under my name in just a second. I'm going to tell you why I have this hashtag because it has a lot to do with Bloodbath Gate. Ketanji Jackson actually stated, okay, that she found it odd and alarming as to why the Supreme Court, okay, very strange, why the Supreme Court has a strange ruling on the First Amendment. Have you guys seen this? You probably haven't. You know why? Because mainstream media doesn't want you to know this. Of course they don't want you to know this. So check this out. Again, this is Ketanji Brown Jackson, Supreme Court Justice appointed by President Biden, who is talking about how the First Amendment hamstrings the government. Wait a minute. Time out. The First Amendment hamstring. Isn't that exactly what the First Amendment is supposed to do? Listen to this. and we'll talk about it.
Justice Jackson?
So my biggest concern is that your view has the First Amendment hamstringing the government in significant ways in the most important time periods. I mean, what would you have the government do? I've heard you say a couple times that the government can post its own speech, but in my hypothetical, kids, this is not safe, don't do it, is not going to get it done. And so I guess some might say that the government actually has a duty to take steps to protect the citizens of this country. And you seem to be suggesting that that duty cannot manifest itself in the government encouraging or even pressuring platforms to take down harmful information. So can you help me? Because I'm really worried about that because you've got the First Amendment operating in an environment of threatening circumstances from the government's perspective, and you're saying that the government can't interact with the source of those problems.
And Your Honor, I understand that.
I mean, okay, hold on a second. This is unbelievable. This is absolutely unbelievable. So Justice Ketanji Brown Jackson, what she's essentially saying is, this should alarm every single American. And actually, this should alarm everybody in the world because America is the leader of the free world. Holy macadamia nut. So Justice Ketanji Brown is saying that, help me understand this. You're telling me that the First Amendment doesn't allow the government to intervene about what's being said? Yeah, it's called free speech. It's called the right to freedom of expression. Free speech. Hello? You're a justice? Oh, wait a minute. No, you're not a justice. You're a DEI affirmative action justice. That's what you are. I wonder if she's even qualified. How could you even question one of our most staple freedoms and rights in this country? How can you question that? Especially in regards to when it comes to content moderation, when it comes to the government intervening. You want to talk about election interference. Now there's even a latest report saying that Google and others interfered abundantly during the 2020 election. You think they're going to stop now? I mean, she's essentially saying, like, why can't the government do anything? Why can't the government stop freedom of speech? Because it's in the Constitution. Because it's our natural right. It's in the Bill of Rights. This is what our forefathers placed down in writing. It is part of the fabric of our country. You DEI hire. What is wrong with you? No, you can't interfere. No, you can't tell people what they can and can't say. As long as it's not illegal, as long as it's not harming other people, that's called freedom of expression. Yeah, you can't yell fire in a crowded theater because that's inciting violence. That's inciting, unlike other things that you guys blame for inciting violence, which aren't true. I mean, this is absolute insanity. How are you a Supreme Court justice? I want to play this again because this is really, really important. I'm going to play this one last time. You have to listen to what she says here. This is unbelievable. Listen to this.
Justice Jackson?
So my biggest concern is that your view has the First Amendment hamstringing the government in significant ways in the most important time periods. I mean, what would you have the government do? I've heard you say a couple times that the government can post its own speech, but in my hypothetical, kids, this is not safe, don't do it, is not going to get it done. And so I guess.
Okay, so she's basically advocating for government interference. That's what she's doing. She's basically advocating that. Sorry, I got something in my eye. Hold on. She's basically advocating. This is what she's doing. She's saying it's not enough just to kind of exercise our very own free speech. It's not enough that we say, hey, don't listen to them. It seems like we should actually be censoring and suppressing people during important times. How many times have I said this to you guys in this nation? Look at me real fast. How many times have I said this is the most consequential year of our republic? This is the purpose of my channels. I love my country so much, and people actually believe what these complete state media run media, mainstream media, legacy media publications like NBC, MSNBC, and the like, people actually believe what they say. If you saw my video on Bloodbath Gate, and the reason why this hashtag beneath my name is trending right now on X, people believe these. Oh, he's going to enact a bloodbath. He's going to murder everybody in the country. I mean, people actually believe these lunatics in mainstream media. It's unbelievable. And what she's essentially saying, hey, good to see you on Rumble from South Carolina. Great to see you. Come on in. Come on in. It's so great. Let me know where you're joining me from. I love hearing from you guys. Love it. I mean, she's essentially saying like, well, it seems like an important time. You're a Supreme Court justice and you're advocating that government intervention and censorship should be allotted during quote unquote important times. This is a travesty. It's an absolute travesty. Listen to this.
Some might say that the government actually has a duty to take steps to protect the citizens of this country.
Okay, some might say the government has a duty. Okay, wait a minute. Who exactly gets to define what trouble is, what problem is, what should be or should not be censored? You think I'm going to trust the government to decide for me? That's exactly what our forefathers wrote into our Bill of Rights and the Constitution to thwart and to circumvent. You absolute authoritarian dictator communist. I mean, this is communist mentality. I don't even know what to call it. This is literally, and she's on the Supreme Court. This DEI affirmative action hire was actually, she's on our Supreme Court of the United States of America. And she's essentially saying, we're in a really, you know what, guys, we're in a really important time. Yeah. And I think the government should have a say to protect people from harmful things. Who defines that harmful thing? So you're essentially saying that I, as a human being, an American citizen who has my critical thinking, critical acumen, critical discernment, sovereignty, which is something our forefathers, John Adams, Thomas Jefferson, George Washington, Benjamin Franklin, Alexander Hamilton, and even more, Monroe, Hancock, even more. These amazing, brave men who faced treason, who faced hanging so we could have these rights. You want to just step in, you affirmative action DEI hire, and you just want to say, oh, just forget about all that stuff. It's time. We're gonna just change the First Amendment. What in the world? How dare you, Ketanji Brown Jackson? Not on my watch. Yeah, I'm not afraid to say it. This is treason, is what it is. This is trampling on our God-given rights that our forefathers instilled in the Constitution. This is awful, and every American should be alarmed by that. Okay, I want to hear what you guys think about that. I mean, look, guys, I'm happy to be wrong. You see, in America, the best idea wins. When you remove your ego, like Kami Kamala and Shifty Schiff, Weasel Schiff, and Raskin and Solwell and Elizabeth billionaire Warren and Bernie fake communist, fake socialist, capitalist Sanders. When you remove your ego, it's not about my idea wins or your idea wins. The best idea wins. That's America. That's free market. That's free enterprise. That's why this is the greatest country on earth. If you love America, give me a yeah right now in the comments. And don't forget to tap that thumbs up, y'all. We need it. It helps us. Oh, that just burns me up. Ketanji Jackson Brown is essentially saying we should become a communist state and the government should have a say. It's unbelievable. So speaking of crime and burglary, moving on to this next story, the LAPD forms a special task force. So I'm in California. So this story kind of hits home with me because I'm in California. Now, I don't live in Los Angeles. Los Angeles is a cesspool. It's run by complete narcissistic hoodlums like Karen Bass and the crook of all crook, the soulless Gavin Newsom. But the LAPD forms a special. I told you smash and grabs are at astronomical heights. Crime all-time high. People leaving California all-time high. Exodus all-time high. People feeling homelessness all-time high. Comfortability walking down the street with your kid. You can't go anywhere. There's a homeless person who's on crack, because we're too soft as a country that we won't just kick these guys to the curb and say enough is enough. You had your shot. You had your shot and you blew it. Okay. It's not my responsibility. I don't work, bleed blood, sweat, and tears so I can pay for your sorry ass who's failed. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to be cruel, but you know what? I'm sick and tired of this stuff. Nobody will have the balls to say it. Oh, you shouldn't, Nez. You shouldn't say that. Nez, you shouldn't say that. That's wrong. We should care about them. No, you're enabling these guys. They need a swift. You know what my dad used to do to me when I effed up? Which we don't do anything even near that today. Oh, yeah, it's a trip to the old woodshed. A good old school fashioned spanking. He didn't beat me. He just, a couple belts here and there. I lived. I was okay, but I definitely didn't stray away when I was caught smoking pot when I was however old, or just being a dumb kid, which it happens, and flunking my classes or whatever. I took that belt. I needed that belt. It helped me. It was good for me. Somebody needs to tell the truth. We need balls in this country. Everybody give me a big, gigantic balls in the comments. We need Theodore Roosevelt. We need our forefathers. We need to honor them. This country has gotten soft. This country has gotten so soft, it drives me crazy. If you think this country has gotten so soft, give me a big thumbs up emoji in the comments. So it really kills me. I see a bunch of balls. Oh, I love it. I'm having so much fun. It's so good to see you guys. I love you guys, Nez Nation. I love America. This is why I'm doing this. We need this for our country. We need to get our country back. The election's only less than 7 months away, 8 months away. So the LAPD forms this special task force to combat organized foreign gangs. Remember how we just talked about the southern border? Remember how we just talked about the Supreme Court? Essentially saying big, gigantic balls. I love it. I love you guys in the chat. Hey, we got some more members in the house. Good to see you, Philo. Yvette in the house. All right. Good to see you. Marge is in the house. Balls. Say it loud and proud, y'all. Organized gangs are coming from Peru, Colombia, Ecuador, Chile. Over 900 homes were burglarized since January 20. Over 900 homes. Similar patterns, okay, are emerging in Arizona. In Arizona. So here's what's really interesting about this. I want you guys to really watch this with me because this is really, really interesting, okay? I want you to see this judge and what LAPD is doing creates a tourist burglar task force. Why? Because Karen Bass, crooked, greasy Gavin Newsom, soulless. You look into Gavin Newsom's eyes. Let me tell you something. I've been around a lot of sleazy people in my life. Okay, I'm 50 years old. I've been around the block. I had a paper route when I was 8 years old living in Evansville, Indiana. I'm not a Californian, really. I'm a Midwesterner at heart. If you're a Midwesterner, give me a yeah in the comments, a chat right now. I love my Midwestern peeps. That's the bloodline of this country. I was a paper boy at 8 years old. I used to wake my dad up at 5 in the morning on Sundays because the paper was too big, because I was just a feeble 8-year-old boy. And he used to be like, I'll do it for you, son, because you're working hard. I made really good money too as an 8-year-old. So I've been around the block. I've been working since I was 8 years old. And I'm telling you right now, I have never seen a more soulless individual. You look into Gavin Newsom's eyes and all these people that are just totally swayed by his greasy Pat Riley good looks. What a bunch of crap. He is soulless. The guy lies so much, you can see the BS trickling out of his pores. And I know an LAD when I see one, and he's a lying-ass dog. Okay, so I want you to watch this with me because this is completely asinine. I want you guys to check this out. This is something that should really unnerve you, and it hits home with me because I just can't
We
believe.
have a significant increase in burglaries from organized groups that are outside this country that are coming into the country, and they are targeting high-end residents. And we are addressing that specifically in a task force fashion through multi-agencies.
Lots of these break-ins have been recorded by security cameras in recent years. Detectives tell me many tourist burglars who've been arrested often entered the U.S. through a visa waiver program. Many were visiting from Chile and other South American countries. The LAPD says there have been more than 900 residential burglaries across the city since January. Some of those committed by the tourist burglars, who often target luxury homes in the foothills. And some of them may be using new technology to interfere with home security. Just last week, the LAPD's Wilshire station sent out this alert that Wi-Fi jammers had been used to block camera and alarm signals during some recent break-ins.
Some sort of device by burglars that actually deaden, kill, or stop Wi-Fi from operating.
The immediate fix for these home alarm systems is to hardwire them, where you plug those systems directly into your Ethernet in the wall and not use your Wi-Fi internally.
Choi says he's not sure if the tourist burglars have been using these devices, but the I-team has learned jammers and drones have been found by officers in Beverly Hills and other nearby cities. Last year, burglars were caught staking out homes in Orange County while wearing a camouflage suit like this, similar to ghillie suits worn by military snipers.
Jeez.
And it's not just a California story. Police in Scottsdale, Arizona announced today the arrests of a trio of suspected residential burglars, all in the U.S. on the visa waiver program and suspected of being part of a wide-ranging criminal organization.
So Bidenomics at work, baby. There you go. Bidenomics at work. There you go. Biden policies at work. Kamala Harris policies at work. The Supreme Court just shot down Texas's right to protect ourselves from invasion. Just let them all come in. Just let them all come in. Yeah, sure. Who cares where they're from? Oh, they're from Egypt? Oh, let them in. Oh, they're from China? Sure, let them in. Ecuador, Venezuela? Oh, they're prisoners. They're criminals. We don't know. We don't know. You guys see my community posts, right? You guys have seen my community posts where I share with you the Border Patrol Union's posts on X. By the way, follow me on X. I'm at Professor Nez. Follow me on X, aka Twitter. You know, X, Twitter, whatever. It's X. I respect Elon Musk, and I call it X. The Border Patrol Union is absolutely livid. I mean, they are not holding back at all when it comes to going after Biden. They don't hold back one iota. And they let Biden have it. Oh, yeah, Haitian cannibals, everybody. One Nation Underground. Great to see you. Come on in. Yeah. Oh, yeah, it's unbelievable. You know, but we'll arrest, but I'll get pulled over for a speeding ticket, and I'll get like the 3rd degree, or I'll get stopped, if I'm taking my kid to school because, I may have, my front tail light or something like that might be blinking wrong or something. I mean, they'll throw a microscope for American citizens, but if you're a criminal from Venezuela, if you're a terrorist from Egypt, sure, come on in. Everything's cool. Oh, what are you going to vote for? Oh, you're going to vote Democrat? Sweet. Come on in. Sure. Come on. I'll give you a Big Mac. I'll give you a credit card with $10,000 on it. Oh, and those homes in the foothills, those rich people, they can afford to get robbed. Go ahead. Just rob them. It's fine. We don't care about them. They don't care. Look at me, Nez Nation. You have to look at me right now. They don't care at all. They don't care about us. Okay? They do not care about you. They don't care about me. They don't care about our families. They don't care about their constituents. They don't care about the people. Fannie Cash Money G saying, we care about the people. I care about the people. Y'all are just trying to steal an election. I care about the people. And you can feel it. This is why that beautiful, at the start of the show, that beautiful young black couple said, you know what? We're done. We're done. I'm tired. I don't want to be stressed out anymore. I don't want to feel like I can't take my kids to the park. I don't want to feel like I got to, there was a time in this country. If you remember this, let me know in the comments by saying, I remember. Or just put a big giant me if you remember. There was a time in this country where you didn't have to lock your doors. I remember that. If you remember that, give me a giant capital M-E. Give me a me in the comments in the chat right now. There was a time in this country where you didn't have to lock your doors, where you trusted your neighbors. And this DEI infection. Laura Tilford, it's so good to see you. Big capital me with a bunch of exclamation points. You better believe it. Me. That's right. There was a time where you knew your neighbors. You talked to your neighbors. You trusted your neighbors. You said hello to your neighbors. Your neighbors knew who you were. They knew where you worked. You had family neighborhood barbecues where you would invite the Robinsons over. You would invite the Moores over. You would invite the Chalmers over, or the Smiths. You would invite them over and have neighborhood barbecue and talk about things. Just talk about things. What's happening in the neighborhood? What's happening in the community? Oh yeah, did you hear they're going to replace the bridge on 4th Street? That doesn't happen in America anymore. Why? Because every neighborhood is turned into this refugee camp. Oh, we're going to give you free credit cards. We're going to give you free. It's happened even in my neighborhood. Biden's policies have had consequences. And I live in a very, very nice neighborhood. I'm just being honest. I do. But I work 24/8. I work my butt off. That's the beauty of America. I'm going to burst through this camera. I'm so upset at this garbage that is Biden and Kami Kamala. That's why I do this, y'all. That's why I do this. That's the whole reason. I'm so sorry. I can't control myself. I get so pissed off. It just absolutely drives me nuts. I've had refugees from Ukraine, Russia, renting in my homes that used to be owned by real Americans are now being rented out. It's and they're loud and they don't speak English. I mean, not that there's nothing wrong with that, but I mean, it's just not the same. And I know you guys feel this. I know you guys understand this. What happened to our country? This is the most consequential year. This is the most consequential year of our republic since 1861. We got to take our country back. This beautiful black couple that said, we're voting Trump, they have finally woken up. Oh, speaking of woken up, beautiful segue. So if you're as pissed off as me, give me a big wave. Give me a big hand emoji in the comments. If you're as pissed off as me, raise your hand in the comments right now. Raise your hand. Oh, so check this out. This is really interesting. Before I get to Don the Con Lemon, so you might have missed this, but everybody and their mother, Cori Bush, and all these BLM protesters, and Kamala Harris, and the squad, they all came out in force over this little snippet on the Joe Rogan podcast. So I showed you the beautiful black couple that said, we're done. We want to be able to take our kids out. We want to be able to do things with our family. We want to be able to not feel stressed about going outside. So I showed you that, right? So check this out. So here is a video, a little clip that everybody is losing their mind. I love it. Yes, I love all the hands up. I love it. Everybody is losing their mind over, especially anti-American I mean, you can't even say they're the Democratic Party, because I used to have respect for the Democratic Party. Honestly, I was a part of the Democratic Party decades ago because I had respect for them until I finally woke up. I realized, oh my God, these guys have left their own party. They're unrecognizable. They're left of Lenin. I mean, they're heading into Das Kapital arena. This is communist China, I mean, they've gone way left of Lenin. They're unrecognizable now. Joe Rogan voted for Bernie Sanders in 2016. Joe Rogan is probably the most well-known, popular podcasters on the planet. Check this out. This is what he said, and it's got the entire left losing their absolute minds. Check this out right here.
I would vote for Trump before I'd vote for Biden, just because I think with Biden, like he's gone. Like, you know, he's gone. You're going to be relying on his cabinet. And I knew his cabinet would be this fucking sideshow of diversity, and which is exactly what it is. You can't have those kind of people running a Ben and Jerry's. You certainly can't have those kind of people running the fucking most powerful government the world's ever known. It's nuts. It's not. I would vote for Trump.
So you've got Elon Musk saying he's leaning, right? You've got Elon Musk saying he's leaning away from Biden, which is basically an endorsement for Trump, because who else are you going to vote for, right? And then you got Joe Rogan telling the truth. I'm not voting for this sucker. I'm not voting for this guy who's destroying our country. I'm not voting for this guy who's all about DEI, which is essentially discrimination. Anytime you make a decision about an individual, whether you're hiring them, appointing them, anointing them, whatever, anytime you make a decision based on some trait that you have zero control over, like skin tone, that is called discrimination. Content of my character, not the color of my skin. John, you do it in the house. So good to see you. John, we just passed 160,000. By the way, I got to give a big thank you. I got to give a big thank you to all of you, because I love you guys so much. We just passed, okay? We just passed 160,000 subscribers. We just passed 160,000 subscribers on this channel. And because of you, Nez Nation, because of you guys, because you guys are sick and tired of seeing what's happened to our country. I'm sick and tired of people crapping on America, like the Squad, like Ilhan Omar, like Solwell, like Weasel Pencil Dick Schiff, like Gavin Newsom. They're all crapping on America. They're saying it's the worst place. No, it doesn't have enough diversity. No, it doesn't have enough. Look at we do at our home. Screw you. You don't like it? Leave. Go to China. Give me where else are you going to go? Where else are you going to go? Tell me where you would live. I'll wait. What other country are you going to go and live in? This is the greatest country on planet Earth. I'm sick and tired of all you people crapping on it. We need to renew American pride. There is only one national anthem. One national anthem. There isn't a black national anthem. No, not having it. See ya, wouldn't want to be ya, hasta la pasta. Ain't happening on my watch. Yes, we should have our kids recite the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge my allegiance to my beautiful country because it's given me everything. By the way, I have no problem with immigrants. My parents immigrated to this country in the 70s, but they did it legally. They worked their ass off. They contributed to society. They contributed to their communities. They worked. They paid their taxes. They weren't just given credit cards right at the border because Biden knows that 9 out of 10 immigrants vote Democrat. You want to know how he got 81 million votes? Look at what's happening at the southern border. That's what's happening. That's how he got 81 million votes. Mike Shriver, I love the way you said that. One national anthem. There was never two, ever. If you believe in one national anthem, type 1 right now in the comments. Give me a number 1 in the chat right now, and I'll do it too. If you believe there's only one national anthem, type that 1 for me. Are you kidding me? So here's what Cori Bush said about Joe Biden, okay? Here's what Cori Bush said about Joe Biden. So, I'm sorry, Joe Rogan. Chris D. Jackson. Oh, God, this guy is awful. This is racist, homophobic, and just plain bigoted. That's what that is. Oh, my goodness. Look at this. Look at this. Who else? Cori Bush. What did Cori Bush say? Oh, I think I lost what Cori Bush said. But anyway, she said the same thing. This is homophobic. This is blatant racism. This is awful. How can we allow this person to have a platform? He told the truth. He told what majority of Americans feel right now. He told the truth. That's what he did. Okay, moving on. Oh, I'm getting so pissed off. Okay, so moving on. before we talk about Don Lemon, Don the Con Lemon, here is the whole thing about Trump's language and Bloodbath Gate. By the way, all new members, all super chats and super stickers, stick around to the end. I'm going to give you guys massive shout outs. Stick around. We're almost done, okay? I'm going to talk about this awful, the reason why I have this hashtag down there, Biden's border bloodbath, because we finally reversed. I see a lot of ones. I love you guys. If you love our country, type a 1 in there. There's only one national anthem. One. How dare you besmirch? How dare you disgrace our country like that? 2 national anthems. Give me a break. Get out of here. So Trump was complete. I did an entire video on this. I'll leave it at the end screen. If you haven't seen it, go to my Rumble or YouTube channel and watch it. Completely taken out of context. Okay. Completely taken out of context. And probably one of the worst shows on planet Earth, besides Joe Scarborough's show on MSNBC, is The View. The View is utterly atrocious. The View is 5 women who are way past their prime, who are on menopause, and for some reason, somebody put some lights in front of them, a camera, and microphones, when they should be on a beach somewhere, just basically melting away the rest of their retired years, essentially, and just shutting up and just remaining in silence. I don't know why somebody put a microphone in front of these people. Do they even have ratings? Does anybody know? Somebody share with me. Does The View actually who listens to these women? I mean, it is atrocious. So Sonny Hostin, who's probably one of the worst ones besides Whoopi, Sonny Hostin says Trump is using Nazi rhetoric that led to the murder of, he's using the same Nazi rhetoric regarding his bloodbath comment that led to the murder of 6 million Jews, and he's otherizing black people. Watch this. This is like one of the most, this is one of the most egregious taken out of context. These women should be literally, I think they should be fined. I think they should be booked. They should definitely have their microphones taken away. I want you to really check this out right here.
It scared me, honestly. You know, I didn't think ever in my lifetime I would see that. I've been watching this show called The New Look, and it goes over what designers were doing in Paris during World War II, during the Nazi occupation. And one character says to another, you know, we took all the things that the Jews had. We took their homes, we took their jewelry, we took all of those things. And now the next step is to dehumanize them, to make sure that they to show people that they have no soul, that they are not human. And he is using that kind of World War II rhetoric that led to the deaths of the murders of 6 million people. And now he is otherizing brown people. He is otherizing
is that a
black
word?
people. He is saying things like this. I don't think you're going to have another election if I don't win, or certainly not an election that's meaningful. He's saying the quiet part out loud. If I am not elected, we are going to see January 6th again. And I think we need to be on guard to make sure that we preserve our democracy.
You're so brain dead. I can't take it anymore. Absolutely brain dead. And here's the scary part. People are believing this decrepit individual, this amoeba walking around as a human being, this mindless avatar of a human being. People are actually believing this. Oh my gosh, yes, he is. Yes, Trump is using rhetoric, the same exact rhetoric that otherized. He's otherized. Oh my God. So I think it was Orwell. Correct me if I'm wrong. I could be wrong. But I believe it was Orwell that once you start redefining terms and once you start destroying the language, you destroy a society. These words, these woke DEI words, these pronoun giving, smothering, overbearing troglodytes. The language, this otherizing. I mean, don't they realize that the race card doesn't work? It doesn't work anymore. You guys tried that. You guys tried that for the longest time. It doesn't work anymore. I wish we could cancel The View just for the sake of our children. Cancel these women. I mean, it's like if you put a microphone in front of a bucket of vomit, that would be more entertaining than Sunny Hostin and Whoopi the Fraud Goldberg. That would be more exciting and more entertaining. I mean, it's unbelievable. Okay, check this out. You think that was bad? Holy macadamia nut. You think that was bad? Check out Joe Scarborough. I guarantee you haven't seen this. Joe Scarborough absolutely has a full-on meltdown. And then I'm going to show you a clip from CNN because I have to, because this is what people are being exposed to. And it is absolutely harrowing. It is absolutely, it's criminal. They shouldn't be exposed to this stuff. And so listen to this. This is Joe Scarborough on his show, a complete unhinged meltdown. Okay. Because of Donald Trump talking to the auto industry and saying, it's going to be a bloodbath if I'm not elected, which bloodbath actually has multiple definitions, not just a massacre. It actually means rough economic conditions as well. And he's even used that word before, but they were proven. There was even people on their side, colleagues saying, Joe, you're kind of embarrassing us. It's taken complete. Even Pence, when he was interviewed, said it was completely taken out of context. You guys, this is absolutely atrocious. Okay. And I want you to see this because it's unbelievably atrocious. Okay. I want you to see this real fast. Oh my God, this is so bad. Listen to this.
He's talking about a bloodbath for America. It's laid out in the terms of it. And these idiots on Twitter, these idiots on cable news, these idiots on Sunday shows going, well, president, he was talking only about the auto industry, and this is one more. It's just bullshit. Let me say that at 6:15 a.m. It's just bullshit. He knew what he was doing. We're not stupid. Americans aren't stupid. He was talking about a bloodbath. Sometimes a bloodbath means a bloodbath. And when he finishes by saying, and that's just going to be the least of it, seriously, these people may be stupid. We're not.
Oh, no. Let me please be the first to correct you. Let me please be the first to correct you, Joe. You are most definitely an idiot. The American people, I mean, who listens to this chump? I mean, who listens to this nasally swine? I mean, he is utter. American people are not stupid. We're not stupid. You're stupid. Sometimes a bloodbath just means a bloodbath. That's exactly what you sound like, Joe. You sound like a nasally weasel rat that just crawled out of a bucket of manure. Go back. We won't miss you. I promise. Let me be the first to correct you. You are capital I, idiota. I have to say it in another language. Oh my God. What a complete momo. Is that a joke? I mean, they've just become unhinged. Their colleagues are saying, Joe, you're embarrassing us. No, instead of saying, you know what, hey, and you know what, I would have, tell me if you would too. Put a big capital Y in the chat, or give me a capital no if you wouldn't, but give me a capital Y in the chat. If Joe Scarborough came on and said, you know what, first thing, just before we get into everything, before we start the show, I'm just going to say this. We made a mistake yesterday. We took what former President Donald Trump said at an Ohio rally to the auto industry. We took it completely out of context. I just want to apologize for that. I want to apologize to our viewers. He doesn't have to apologize to Trump. You don't have to apologize to Trump. If he would have done that, I would have given him profound respect, and he would have earned respect. Instead, he's augmenting the mistrust that we have for mainstream media. All he's doing is amping up all the ire and mistrust that we have for mainstream media, which is why the only place you need to be is here, Nez Nation, with me, because I'm going to tell it to you like it is. What an absolute joke. Give me a Y if you would have at least had a little bit of respect for this walking nose, this nasally swine. Oh my God, it's so bad. It's so bad. Here is MSNBC's, here's MSNBC's a major party candidate saying, you elect me, that's going to be a dictatorship. Here's another example of MSNBC. I want to play this really well. Actually, you know what? Hold on a second. Wasn't there one that was better than this? Let me see if I have a better clip. There might be a better clip of this. Oh yeah. I want to show this CNN. They doubled down. CNN, probably the worst cable news network on planet Earth. Their ratings are plummeting every single day. And here's the reason why. This is unbelievable. The absolute lie of them escalating the bloodbath hoax to a new level. Analyst Maria Cardona sensationally claims his cult MAGA supporters totally knew exactly what he was telling them. Listen to this. Oh my God. You are an absolute abomination. You're an abomination. You're an abomination. Check this out. Oh my gosh, it's so bad.
Answering questions about one man and one man only, Donald Trump. The Sunday shows were filled with questions about two eye-catching comments Trump made last night. In one, Trump said migrants are not people. And in the other, he painted a dark future for the country if he does not win.
We're going to put a 100% tariff on every single car.
He's talking to the auto industry.
And you're not going to be able to sell those cars. If I get elected, now if I don't get elected, it's going to be a bloodbath for the whole, that's going to be the least of it. It's going to be a bloodbath for the country.
Here to talk about that and much more, Democratic strategist
Here comes some useless
and
opinions.
Republican strategist Alice Stewart, both CNN political commentators and co-hosts of the podcast Hot Mics from Left to Right. Thank you for being with us. All right, Alice, I want to start with you. The Trump campaign says the bloodbath comment was just about the auto industry. Your reaction?
I believe it. Look, you have to look at, there are two definitions, there are several definitions of bloodbath, but one of the definitions of the word bloodbath is a period of disaster.
So of course, Alice, who's smart.
That phrase is used all the time. We're talking about the economy or the stock market. That's the context I truly believe he was using in this case. He's talking in Detroit, he's talking about the auto industry, and he was making the case, and of course, I'm not surprised Democrats took it out of context. He's making the case of what
exactly
about China, and if they're going to build huge manufacturing facilities in Mexico and think they're going to send these, sell these cars up in America, if he's president, there will be a 100% tariff, and they are not going to have the economic result that they're currently getting with the Biden administration. And also, the campaign made the point quite accurately that Joe Biden's electric vehicle mandates are killing the American manufacturing industry. And they're making the case that under the Biden administration, it's not great news for the auto manufacturing industry. And that's an accurate statement.
Maria.
Oh, bless your heart, Alice.
Here we go. Listen to this garbage.
Look, of course I don't buy it. And what Alice is saying reflects every single kind of pretzel that Republicans are bending themselves into, trying to dismiss it, spin it, or try to embrace it. But the fact of the matter is, Paula, Donald Trump has a history of this dark, violent, dangerous rhetoric.
Oh my
and we
God.
already saw the result of what happens when he uses that rhetoric. Because even though every single Republican that is asked is going to try to spin it and pretend that it really had nothing to do with a real bloodbath, his cult MAGA supporters and followers totally know exactly what he was telling them.
Oh my.
They demonstrated that on January 6th. And the only thing that Trump said is, come to the Capitol. It's going to be wild. We have to take back our country. Imagine what will happen when he loses after Trump says things like, it's going to be a bloodbath if I lose. That is dangerous. It's irresponsible, and he should not get away with it. And certainly Republicans should not be trying to dismiss it. But
Oh my God. I mean, this is astronomical. I mean, it's like it's vile. It's actually it's not only is it un-American, but it's criminal what she's saying. His cult MAGA isn't the whole point. So here's what I understand, because Biden does this too. The MAGA cultists. Here's my Joe Biden impersonation. You ready? The You like it? That's my Biden impersonation. No, but he does this too. He's like the MAGA cultists on the they want to get rid of abortion, but I'm not on my watch. Isn't your job to unite the country? Isn't that your job? Isn't that your whole purpose? Your whole purpose and position? You just alienated 51% of the country. Yeah, and I said 51% because if you look at national polls, Trump is ahead by a couple points. But let's just say, forget about 51. Let's just say half the country you have alienated. Just because you believe in his policies doesn't mean you're a part of a cult. Just because you want to go back to some semblance of practicality, things that made sense, things that were real, policies that work, where I'm not broke every time I want to take my family out, where I'm not broke every time I want to get gas, where I'm not broke if I want to try to buy a home. Just because we believe in those things doesn't mean that we're cultists. I mean, it's like you're alienating half the country. It's just astronomical. That's not what you're supposed to be doing. That's not what a leader does, for crying out loud. Oh man, it's just absolutely awful. Okay, and then really quickly, I want to also point to this. This was a really big story. Former President Obama had a meeting with heads of state in England. And I'm really curious, what was that all about? Did anybody see that today? Here is, let's see here. Hold on a second. Here is President Obama, reported by the BBC, visiting England today, visiting the Prime Minister Sunak. What's going on here? What's happening here? Yeah, that's right, JJM. JJM brings up a good point. You mean current president? Yeah, he's the current president. That's for sure. He's definitely running the shots. You can say that again. Well said. This is really interesting, though. I'd like you guys to kind of see this and tell me what you guys make of this. President Obama visiting Prime Minister in England.
This Barack Obama walking up Downing Street.
This was today.
Went into number 10 about 15, 20 minutes ago. A few questions shouted out to the former US president, but no Rishi Sunak actually on the doorstep to greet him. But you see Barack Obama turn around, a quick wave, smile, and inside he goes. So that was kind of weird. I mean, I thought, I don't know what he could be up to, but I love how smart our NEZNATION audience is, because I've said this many times. I think he's the one pulling the levers. He's the one that's his plan since 2008 was to essentially, through DEI, through his healthcare, immigration, foreign policy, through his domestic policy, through his economic policy, his whole goal, him and Michelle Obama, and the Clintons are in there too, but this whole consortium, because you're seeing the results of this, you're seeing the consequences of this. His whole goal was to elevate his own people, which is wrong because his people should be Americans, but he wants to elevate anybody who's not Caucasian, anybody who's not a male, okay? And exclude a very certain specific sect of the population and do everything in his power to give handouts to people that look like him, essentially. I mean, that's just a fact. It's just an absolute fact. And so, by the way, stick around, super chats, super stickers. I'm going to give you all massive shout outs at the end. So stick around. New members as well, please stick around. I'm going to answer your questions. I'm going to respond to your super chats. I'm going to get to all of them. Please, mods, will you let them know as they do that I will get to them at the end. So I wonder what you guys think. Let me know in the comments. What do you guys think is the reason that Obama was visiting
the prime minister? And why was he visiting England? And on whose orders? What was his agenda? I mean, let me know in the comments if you have any thoughts about that. Okay. So here is the last thing I wanted to talk about today, and that is Don the Con Lemon, who is an absolute con. I mean, Don is just as bad as Fannie Cash Money G. Willis. Don is just as bad as Commie Kamala Harris. Don is just as bad as all of these power-hungry politicians and personalities and pundits, etc., who really don't have any skill at all. I mean, another DEI hire really don't have. I mean, I can't remember where I heard this, but it's interesting that like the demands that Don Lemon, he was going to have his show on X, and the demands that he made towards the demands that he made toward Elon Musk, and saying that he should give him all these things so he could be on his show, were, I mean, the stuff of absolute farce. It was just the stuff of farce. Like, what are you talking about? It was so bad, and it was so egregious. Like, who are you? Something like he asked about, I should have my own private jet. I deserve to have equity in X. Like, you're not Tucker Carlson. You're not on the same level of Tucker Carlson. Like, that's just not who you are. Like, who do you think you are? You're somebody who reads a teleprompter, Don the Con Lemon. That's all you are. You're just somebody who reads a teleprompter. That's literally it. And so I want to show some clips of, he has this new show. So he got fired from CNN. He's got this new show that he was supposed to have exclusively with X. He gets fired twice because he's a talentless hack. He's just a DEI hire. He doesn't really have any real skill. He's not even close. A lot of people think Don Lemon is the left version of Tucker, but Tucker is an actual ethical, smart, intelligent journalist who actually invokes intelligent discourse, especially what he did with Chris Cuomo. I thought that was really, really interesting. But listen to this exchange. I just want to show a couple of clips of his premiere show and how because again, it's not about Don the Con Lemon. It's about who he represents. He represents this faction of America that has gone so woke, that has gone so left of Lenin, that they're unrecognizable. Here is a clip where Elon Musk tries to explain how lowering the standards for doctors, that if you lower the standards for doctors, could result in not only more deaths, but harming society as a whole. And Don the Con Lemon, he's unable to grasp this concept. So I want you guys to listen to this clip, and then I'll probably show another clip as well. But check out this clip right here. And we'll take a look at this together from Don the Con Lemon's show. Check this out.
I believe that if we lower the standards for what it takes to become a doctor.
You're saying if we lower the standards, yes. But do you believe people are dying because the standards are being lowered?
I don't think that is yes an issue, but it could become an issue.
Okay. But the actual evidence in history shows the exact opposite. If you look at how minorities are treated by the medical system, most doctors now are white, and there are lots of mistakes in medicine. So you're saying that
that's not true, by the way.
White doctors have bad medical care? I'm trying to understand your logic here when it comes to DEI, because there's no actual evidence of what you're saying.
No, there's plenty of evidence, you dummy.
No, I said, so if the standards, like let's say, I think that particular thing was referring to surgeons. Let's say a surgeon is asked to, a surgeon in training is asked to do a series of operations under the supervision of a senior surgeon, and they get a bunch of those operations wrong. If that happens, and if they are still approved to be a surgeon, the probability that someone will die, I think, at some point is high.
Okay, I understand that, but that's a hypothetical. That doesn't mean it's happening.
I didn't say
it could happen.
You didn't say it was happening.
I said it will. I said if we lower standards, people will die.
That's pretty common sense.
But why respond to something or put something out there that has not happened, because I could say, you
Because
know,
I don't want it to happen. I think we don't want to lower standards.
okay, if you look at the history of the medical industry, especially when it comes to Black Americans, it shows the exact opposite. If you look at the
That's not
Tuskegee
true.
experiment and on, only 5.
I'm going to stop him right here. That's just not true. So he Don the Con Lemon. And by the way, thank you so much, Melissa. I'm sorry, not Melissa. Yeah, Melissa Fountain. This is absolutely true. He's absolutely wrong. And there's actual data to prove that all doctors are not white, not even close. As a matter of fact, you're disrespecting Asians, Filipinos, Vietnamese, Hispanic. There's multitudinous South American, South African. There's multitudinous backgrounds, which, again, it shouldn't matter. Here's the point. It shouldn't matter. Skin tone should not be a barometer for success or unsuccess. Any bias is bias. Any discrimination is discrimination. America is about the best person for the job. Look what's happening at United Airlines. I did a video on that CEO. The CEO of United Airlines says, we're not hiring white people. We're only going to be fulfilling our diversity quota. We're only going to be having women on the board. We're only going to be having people of color in our offices. Look what's happening. These planes are falling out of the sky. You need to hire the best person for the job. That's what you need to do. And so he doesn't understand that. He's just sitting there dumbfounded. Like, what do you mean? What do you mean? And then he goes on to say that hate on your platform has gotten out of control. So he goes back. Excuse me. I'm not even going to show any more clips because it's asinine. So I'm just going to talk to you guys, and I'm going to shout out the super chats and super stickers. And I'm very, very excited. By the way, if you're just joining us, this is a premiere of our very first, bookmark this, save this. Because guys, I'm never going to stop. We're going to get 1 million subscribers. We need to change. We need to get our country back. God has given me purpose. This is my purpose. With your help, we're going to grow. With your help, we're going to get bigger. With your help, we're going to change America. This is the very first of many weekly. Do it at this time in the future. I'm going to experiment with different times. And it has to really work within my framework as well. But I really want to get input from you. So again, if you haven't already, comment down below. What are the best times where you can make it live and be here live? Because I want you to be here live. Obviously, this is going to be posted. Some of you are watching this on the replay. Let me know in the comments because I want to see you here live. I'd love to have you here live. It's so much fun being with you guys live. So let me know, what are some good times? What are you, East Coast, Central, Pacific, Eastern time zone, et cetera, et cetera. Let me know what times work best for you. And I'm going to try to call all that data and really utilize that for my decision on when to really supplant the actual specific time every single week, because I want to be consistent. So I want to hear from you guys. It would really mean a lot to me. But essentially, this guy cries to CNN. So he gets fired from CNN. Then he goes and cries to CNN and says, Elon Musk doesn't like to take questions from people who look like me. Hey, Don the Con Lemon, let me tell you something, man. You really need to check yourself. You need to look yourself in the mirror and be like, why is it that I'm saying these things? What is the purpose of me saying these things? You don't bite the hand that feeds you. This guy gave you an enormous opportunity, probably to give you amazing reach with your show. Tucker has proven that it works. Tucker has proven he has his own network now. He's got fired from Fox. You had an opportunity and you bit the hand that feeds you. You're not even talented. You just read a teleprompter. You're not like Tucker. You're not like other investigative journalists, like myself even. You're not even as talented as I am, who does qualitative and quantitative research every day, hours and hours of it before I ever post any content, any news, breaking news, et cetera, et cetera. You're a guy who reads a teleprompter and you were offered the biggest chance of your life. And you blew it. You blew it. You need to have an introspective moment, Don the Con Lemon. You need to ask yourself, why are you really doing this? Am I really qualified? Did I make a mistake? If you have any integrity left, you need to go and do a video and apologize to Elon Musk. Apologize to the viewers who expected an actually interesting show. I actually was one of them. I was actually interested to see, what is this guy going to bring? He's given the opportunity. You know, luck and timing have a lot to do with my growth and every successful individual in the history of mankind. It has a lot to do with luck and timing. You know, what's that saying? Preparation is, or success is preparation meeting opportunity, or something like that. I know I'm paraphrasing it. You had an opportunity by one of the biggest platforms in media in the world to be given exclusivity, to be given unbelievable reach and an audience, and you blew it. And you're not even that talented. So your luck meeting opportunity, you got fired from CNN with good reason. You got fired by Elon Musk with good reason. I'm not even going to show you these other clips because it's just a waste of time. He's an absolute farce. He's an absolute farce. And I don't wish anybody unwell. Well, maybe Kamala Harris. Sorry. No, I really don't. I don't have hate in my heart. I just love my country so much, and it pisses me off to see what's happening to it. But Don, I don't wish you unwell. I think there's some level of cognizance in you. I'm not going to say intelligence. I'm not sure if intelligence is in there. You need to really take a hard look at yourself. Everybody does need to take a, when you blow an opportunity this big, you need to take a hard look at yourself and ask yourself, what am I really doing? Okay, so I would love to hear your thoughts on Don the Con Lemon and Elon Musk. I would love to hear your thoughts on all the stories that we talked about. Right now, I want to go through some of our awesome super chats, and I'll take a few questions if you have any. Chad Hudson, $9.99 super chat. Thank you so much. I really, really appreciate you. Chat says, brother, I love your videos. I've got to get up at 4 for work, but I will watch the first thing in the morning. Here's my little support for the truth. Chad Hudson, God bless you, sir. God bless your family. Thank you so, so much. You have no idea. This comment means the absolute world to me. I hope you see this. I hope you hear this. We also have a podcast, y'all, on Spotify and Apple, which I repost a lot of these videos. And definitely this is going to be on the podcast as well. So check me out, NEZNATION Live, Professor Nez on Spotify and Apple. I really appreciate you, Chad. Thank you so, so much. And I hope you see this. Big shout out to you, Chad. I hope you have an amazing day, an amazing week, and I'll see you soon, brother. Louis Spitzer, I hope I'm saying that right. $5 super chat. Thank you, Louis or Louis. Is Joe Biden the latest reincarnation of Hitler? Maybe. I hope not. But it's starting to sound like that. Thank you, Louis. Ken with the $4.99 super chat. Familiarize yourself with the coward pivot strategy, folks. You'll find the answer. Thank you so much, Ken. I appreciate that. I'll have to check that out. My man, Double B, Buck Buchanan, with the $2 super chat. Thank you so much, man. She has no idea what a woman is. What do we expect? Who are you referring to, Buck? Are you still here? Let me know. And congratulations, everybody. Give a warm applause to new members. JJM, welcome to the NEZNATION family. Great to have you here. Sliding Edge, welcome to the NEZNATION family, becoming a member. All proceeds go back into the channel. Mary Ann Sanchez, congratulations on becoming a new member of our channel. Welcome to the NEZNATION family. I give you a big hug, fist bump. So great to have you be a part of the family. And really quickly, too, I just want to say this to all new members. Not only do you get priority responses to all comments and questions, not only do you get a badge next to your name for all live streams, which they actually change the longer you're a member and they upgrade. Not only do you get badges, but you also get special emojis you can use. There's going to be specialized content, exclusive content for members only. Thank you so much, and welcome to the family. Dog Boy, I was wondering where you've been, man. How are you, Dog Boy? Thank you so much. It's so great to have you here, JJM. I see your comment. Thank you. Dog Boy says, no bloodbath from Jill or Kamala. They're dried up. Oh, God. Dog Boy. Dog Boy has probably the greatest profile picture on all of online. Dog Boy, again, thank you so much, Dog Boy, with the $5. Morning Blow is probably thinking about that film the left has of him sharing Mika with Donkey while doing nose candy with Hillary and Bill. Yeah, exactly, Dog Boy. You're right. Thank you so much, Dog Boy. It's great to see you. Sliding Edge, thank you so much, Sliding Edge, who's also a new member with a $20 super chat. MSNBC should answer for their hoaxes and hot garbage fire takes on news. Rachel Maddow makes $30 million a year. Can you believe that? Can you believe that? Yeah, she does. And God knows she probably has all sorts of hidden income sources too. What are you willing to say? 85K a day. Wow. Remember, her position on the word literally doesn't mean literally. Thank you so much, Slide and Edge. I love that channel name too. You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. Thank you so much. And it absolutely does mean clown. You're right. Thank you so much, Daniel IW, for the 1999 super sticker. Thank you so much, number one. I really appreciate you. Thank you so much. That means the absolute world to me. You guys absolutely rock. So just again, really quickly, this is the exclusive premiere of our brand new weekly live stream show. It's not going to probably be at the same time until I experiment with a few different times. I got to be honest, I'm probably going to be leaning more towards morning or afternoon. I really want you guys to be there live, but if you got some enjoyment out of the aggregate, I'm still going to do specific videos about specific topics, but I'm kind of experimenting here. I want to make the greatest show on planet Earth. I want to get our country back. I love my country more than I can even express. And it means the world to me that our kids and our future grandkids have a country that is flourishing, have a country that is not a delineation. It's not a derivative of what our forefathers envisioned. It is something true. It honors them. It is a homage. It's true. It's practical and it's real. And so that's why I'm doing this. And your support goes back into the channel. So I'm kind of experimenting. Let me know. Did you guys enjoy kind of this live stream going through each story that kind of mainstream media won't cover, that legacy media won't cover? Was this enjoyable for you? Was this something that you want to see more of? Let me know in the comments. I would love to hear from you. And also, don't forget, we're still going to have those breaking live streams where breaking news, like I did earlier with the Pitbull Sadow, filing that surprise. Well, it wasn't really a surprise, but as it happened, I went live. As that motion was filed, and if you missed that live stream, it's on my channel. Go check it out. I'll leave it in the end screen. It's amazing. Thank you. Gary Bond says, good show. Thank you. Jan Cott says, yes, very good. America's Hope says, yes. One Nation Underground, it's so good to see you. I love that channel name. Me too, Nez. Fantastic. Yes, I love it. Thank you so much, Philo Wu. Great to see you, Philo Wu. Mike Shriver, we need it. We love it. And we want some more of it. Thank you, Mike. I really appreciate you. Thank you so much. Gregory Bond, thank you so much for the $5 super sticker. I love you, man. Thank you so, so much. I appreciate it. None of your beautiful gifts, all of them are 1,000,000,000% appreciated. Thank you so much for the cool emoji and the cool super sticker. You guys absolutely rock. I'm going to keep bringing it to you. I'm going to keep bringing it to you every single day. Again, this is the most important election we've had since 1861. This is the most consequential year of our constitutional republic since 1861. We got to get our country back. The election is less than 7 months away, y'all. 7-8 months away. November is going to get here faster than you can say Kamala. If you ever need to say Kamala. So I just want to say a big heartfelt thank you to everybody. I want to give a big heartfelt thank you to our awesome channel members, especially our new channel members. Big hug. Welcome to the Nez Nation family. And I hope you're going to stay here with me. I hope you're going to join me. I hope you're going to support me. Watch the videos. Before you leave, make sure you tap that thumbs up if you haven't. It takes you a nanosecond. And it's free. Yup. That's right, Melissa. Yup. Team balls. I love it. You guys have the best sense of humor. You guys make me smile. Blue Angel, great to see you. X Army, great to see you. Troll, great to see you. Cindy Rose, will you sing an Elvis song, please? Treat me like a fool. Treat me mean and cruel. But love me. My voice is kind of shot because I've done so many live streams today and so many videos. I'd be sad and blue and crying over you, but love me. The greatest entertainer of all time. Don't argue with me, Nez Nation. Thank you, Dog Boy, for the $2 cover living in a post-constitutional U.S. after 9/11. Yeah, you're right, man. Thank you so much. I love you guys. I absolutely love you guys. I'll take requests next time. I got to save my voice. I just love you guys. I mean it coming from the heart. Your support means everything to me. I'm never going to stop. If you haven't already, also in the pinned comment, if you've made it this far, make sure you click on the pinned comment because it's our free Nez Nation Insider newsletter. It takes you 2 seconds. Just click on the link, click on the button that says newsletter, give us your best email and you're in. You'll never miss out on another live, another new video, nothing. Breaking live updates, current events. You won't miss out on anything. It's your fail-safe, sure-proof way of always being in the know. Become a Nez Nation Insider. Become a part of the greatest community on planet Earth. This is the greatest community on planet Earth, and we want you to be a part of this. And so there's a good chance that YouTube might delete my channel. There's a good chance that Rumble, I mean, you know, these platforms, you never know. So if you get on our list, you'll always be in the know of where we're at next, where we're posting our content, and where we're going to be going live. So make sure you do that before you go. I just want to say again, as always, may God bless you. May God bless your family. May God bless America. And I'll see you guys really, really soon. I love you guys. Thank you so much for being here on the world premiere. I can't wait to see you again. Thank you guys. Love you. Have a wonderful week.